and start the couple of videos that I have planned for us for today, because we have some good content to cover today. One of them is something that many of you know, Brett Feltz. And Brett is a broker with a couple of offices out in Colorado. And Brett has created a video walking you through how to use the email marketing that's inside of PowerSuite. Now, Brett has recorded a video for each and every one of these modules in PowerSuite to go with what you already have. But Brett makes it very simple to understand. So we're going to show that today. So let me get started with Brett and I'll walk you through what he's done. So let me take over the screen here and we'll get started. Now you can also, you all see that blank screen?
Yeah.
Okay, great. So Brett is, as I said, Brett's the broker out in Colorado, and he's got one office in Longmont and a couple others. And he did these podcasts on how to operate the system. Very simple. So it's only like a 10-minute video. So we're gonna get right into it.
All right, welcome everybody. This is video 3 of our PowerSuite video training series. And this video is going to concentrate on the email marketing campaigns section that is already built into the software for you. It's an excellent little tool that you guys can utilize to stay in front of your database without having to remember to do it. It's an automatic system that does it for you. So as always, there's 2 ways to log in. We'll start every session with that. One, you can go to your account on homes.com. Always log in as an industry professional down here. Or you can go to the bottom of your website and member login. Okay, so we're all logged in. Once again, 3 lines up at the top left will take you to all your tools. So we are going to concentrate on email marketing. 4 basic categories to this video. So we'll touch on the first one, email marketing, send email. And this is just a basic email template. So you're allowed to send emails through the system to your contacts that are already in there. This is very self-explanatory, the send email tab. So obviously it's going to look like it's coming from you, whatever email you have on your profile. Mine is a Microsoft 365 email. So B Feld, the Associate Advisor. If they ever responded to it, it'll actually go into your normal email box. Select recipients. So you can see any recipients that are in there. Anyone you want to choose from. You can also do a quick search. If you upload a ton of contacts into your database, you can obviously do a quick search to find that contact. And then of course you can insert new.
So where we are right now, and anybody that's new or haven't been using it, you set up your email signature, and then you can just copy and paste that down to the bottom here. And this is walking through how to send somebody an email. Very simple stuff. All you have to do is put your email address in there when you fill it out. Now there's sessions 1 and 2. So you want to go on and subscribe to Brett's channel. So it's Brett, BRETFELTZ, Cell State, PowerSuite. And you'll find him and subscribe to his channel. And there's all of these messages are set up. So we'll continue.
CC yourself. Basic email template. Pretty cool. It's already got your info in there. I'll show you how to do that. Now, the real cool part about this, though, is you can actually schedule an email for a later date. The little tip here is sometimes, not sometimes, all the time, I like to send out holiday emails or birthdays or whatever it may be, however intricate you want to get with your client follow-ups, and especially your past client follow-ups, stay in touch with them. You can schedule a certain email. So you can schedule it for, okay, July 4th. On July 4th at such and such time. I'll probably change that from midnight, but you can type in your email. You can enter in a photo, just like any type of Word document or email. It's very much like looking at a Word document right here. So you can type in your email, enter in a photo with fireworks or whatever. The subject line, select all your recipients if you want it to go to all. And then you can click send. And obviously that won't send out to until July 4th. So you can send one now or you can send a message in the future. It's a great way to get a lot of things out of the way at the beginning of the year and not have to worry about it.
Again, you can go in and send out all your holiday emails in the afternoon. Just set them up, copy and paste some graphics in there, set it and forget it. And then you know that every one of your clients in your sphere of influence on the 4th of July, on Thanksgiving, on New Year's, you can send all that out. Actually, you had your hand up?
Yeah. So let's say you can totally spend one day and send all your emails, happy birthday, Merry Christmas, Happy Dog's Day, and that will interact with your campaign. Like if I look at the history of a client, it will say I send happy birthday and then I follow up and
Yep.
Or like I forget
Yep.
about it.
Yep.
Yeah. Wow, that's awesome.
John, what was his YouTube page again?
That's Brett Feltz, BRETTFELTZ. You can put in Colorado or he just said the name of the company.
Power Suite?
Power Suite, yep. Look up at the top of the screen if you can see here, Cell State Power Suite, Brett Feltz, Peak Realty, Cell State Peak.
Okay. Power Suite.
So again, what I tell people is have this set up so you're listening to Brett. If you don't have two screens on your computer, if you have two screens, you can open up one tab and a separate tab. But if you don't, you can listen to him on your phone and do everything on your computer. But this way you can knock out, all of those links. What I've done in the past is gone like to a place like go and make my video, make my electronic birthday cards, etc. Either on a Jib Jab or some other site that have them, and then just create that link and stick it in the email.
Provides everything you need to increase it.
So it gives you everything, you can set all of that up and forget it. And then you've got the things going on with your back at you. You want to automate as much of the contacts as you can. So that gives you more time to just be able to call them. So did that answer your question, Exa?
Yes, very much.
Good.
So pretty cool feature there. Campaigns is the next one.
This one's also very good.
So homes.com, our Power Suite software, has built over 40 campaigns, 44 to be exact. Already built 40. Okay, so the cool part about it is once your contacts are in there.
Again, this is the reason that we spent the first couple of classes going over setting up your sphere of influence, getting your client's name into your Power Suite database. Because once they're there, now you've got, here's 44 different campaigns, and some of them have 40 emails inside the one campaign. These are all pre-written. They all have variable stuff in there. So the client's name, you could send it out to 20 people and it'll all be dear, whatever their first name is, and all of those things are in there. Now you can use these exactly as they are, or you can go in and change them because they're just on a word processing doc. So we had one client, he said, well, I don't like hello, I like hi as the start for my emails. Okay, then just go in and change all the hellos to highs and it's done. But now when you get a first-time buyer, now you can fire this campaign at them. You can decide you might want to use all 13 of the emails or maybe only 12. But they're all set up in there for you and you can edit them. Make sense? Did you know you had 44 campaigns and some of them have 40 letters? It's crazy.
You can look, I mean, you can basically preview any of these. So view, as you can see, view. But really, once you want to, you can add a new, you can create your own new campaign, which is a nice feature. If you wanted to do a newsletter, I know one of my agents, Haley, does a newsletter out of her system, so that's kind of cool. But anyways, you can just check all these out. Farming, they're all different. You can customize any of them that you want. But let's say I wanted to do recipe of the month. The main difference is you see single and team, single team.
Pro tip coming up here. Pro tip.
Single comes off as yourself, where team portrays you as a team. You know, us, we can help you. I would always recommend just starting as a team, even if it's yourself. Once you get to that point, you don't have to go in and change everything. It just portrays that you have huge backing and team support. So if I go into edit on the recipe of the month, you can go in and it'll show you exactly what each recipe entails. It'll have it all there. Just by clicking on that, you can check them all out. You can delete the ones if you want. You can change them. You can go into each one. So this is go out every 30 days. For initial, and then send after the initial 4 weeks and 2 days. Send after the initial 8 weeks and 4 days. So it's basically every 30 days, once a month, it's going to go out. You can go into each one of these and edit that even further if you want. And you can do, okay, I just want to do it every 2 weeks. So 14 days, 28 days, you know, so on and so forth. You do that once and it stays the same. You don't have to continue to do that for every person you put on it. So once you change that, it's ultimately going to change it for everyone, which is nice.
Okay, so to answer Arthur's question earlier, if you look on the right side of your screen, you can see the Cell State Power Suite. So these are uploads from Cell State Peak Realty. There's 44 of them, but he's done the whole series with Power Suite. So you can see over here on the right, we're looking at number 3, initial setup, and then adding in your leads and contacts. And then this is email marketing. The next one is listings, and it goes from there. Design Center, See Amazing, Neighborhood Envoy, social networking. This is all set up for you.
You can go in and change any of the wording that you want. So you're able to edit each one. If you just like it as is, at the bottom, if you want to set up one singular person on it, you could do that, or you could set up everybody. I want to set up my whole database on this. Okay, so that's where you're going to set up the actual person. You can do that feature through the contacts, the database portion of the system as well. So when you're entering in the person himself, remember you saw those 4 links like CMA, buyer tours, email campaign. You can literally stick that single person in there right from that screen as well. So it's kind of nice. When you upload a bunch of people at once, this is probably the easier route to go. But when you're doing when you're entering people in singularly, it's probably easier just to do it as you enter them in. Okay, message library.
Notice that these recipes and all of these things they're talking about are already there for you.
Email marketing message library. So the message library will show you what went out, when it went out. Okay, so that's the cool part about it. If you're running any of these campaigns, they'll show you, okay, the 12-month campaign, we're on month 8. You know, it's going to end in 4 months. You can literally just do it again and again and again. There's some campaigns on here that run for 5 years. So it's like a once a month touch for 5 years. So I kind of pick and choose. I would recommend that you put different people on different campaigns. If they're more of like past clients, maybe just do a once a month campaign, stay in touch with them. If it's like a cold lead that hasn't really responded to you, put them on one of those longer ones. You know, make sure that they see your name for the next 5 years. Just gives you a better opportunity to hopefully convert them. Preferences is the last.
Go ahead.
Is there any recipe on how many emails do you send for different type of people, or like you don't want to send an email every day or every week or every month? It's like you send a recipe every month, every like.
Well, yeah,
any...
you could say the recipe of the month, or you could do twice a month or every second month. You know, recipe of the month is a nice touch because then you set that to arrive on a different day than your newsletter of the month.
Okay, and the newsletter is also automatic, or you have to choose the topic and do everything manually?
No, the
Like
newsletter is
mark it on your zip code or things like that.
no, the newsletter is produced. You get 2 newsletters every month produced for you. One comes from PowerSuite, and who's moving everything around and not on mute. I guess I'm going to take a shot that that's it. Okay. So, so you get that newsletter from PowerSuite, and you also get a newsletter from Back At You. Now, one of the things that's been very good for one of our agents, Dahlia, is that every month that newsletter comes to you from PowerSuite. What she does is that she goes in and edits it, and she puts a video in there. She's got the video she created that she and I created for her, but she also does just a hi, how are you? And puts it in to more personalize her newsletter. But it's all about constant contact. I say over and over again, it's not your client's job to remember you. It's your job to be absolutely unforgettable. So like you just said, if you've got a cold lead and you put them on a drip, you know, there's an automatic, they can unsubscribe to anything. So if they don't like it, they just hit unsubscribe at the bottom, and now the system doesn't send them anything else. So did I answer your question? There's no set recipe that every, you know, so many days, or only this number of times a month. It's really up to you. But I don't think that it's, we talked about this before. I don't think many people have lost business by being too nice and communicating too much, because they don't have to read the emails that are coming in, right?
Mm-hmm. Right.
But I know people have lost business from not communicating enough.
Right.
So if you were going to err on the side of contact.
And the Back At You grabs the people from PowerSuite to send, that's automatic, or you have to feed some information and Back At You?
In Back At You, you just set it up, and that's it. They produce everything for you. They publish every other day.
But that's only for social media. They don't send emails to my contacts, right?
Correct.
Okay, got it.
All right, good. Almost finished. Only a couple more minutes here.
Show you. The preferences is just going to be able to change your email signature. So you can go in here. Obviously, mine's an office, so I could put in Brett Bell, South State Peak Realty owner. things of that nature, and then you can just save it. And that is the email marketing. I hope you guys like that. It's really a nice feature. It's easy to use. You can even customize it as much as you want. Once you do the customizations of anything, it's evergreen, so it'll last in there until you change it again. And it's just a really nice way to stay in touch with an entire database on top of your phone calls and personal emails or written notes, whatever you're doing to stay in touch with them. This is just an automatic way to do it. So great little feature. If you're using the database, I definitely recommend you use that with it. Okay? All right, we'll talk soon.
So I highly recommend that you check out Brad,
All right, everybody.
okay?
Yeah.
Because he's taken the time to just go. Now, we have the complete training program, of course, set up for you with videos, but they go into deep detail in everything. And sometimes people have a hard time with that. Whereas
Yes.
Brad does it in a way that makes it very simple, easy to understand, and highlights the things you'll be using successfully. Okay? So we're going to stop that. And I've got something here about that Brian did that I want us to do. And everybody can see that now? You see
Yeah.
Brian? I need a nod, a wave, or yes. Can you see?
Yes.
Thank you.
That's how you learn. You copy and you imitate. And then once you get that rhythm and that cadence and that consistency down and everything starts to conform, then you can start getting creative and start building your own stuff on top of it. We are going to look up another one of our clients, and that's the legendary Jillian Boss. Jillian makes everything look good.
Now, we had the previous one to this we've done at another class where he went in and showed us the social media that one of his clients are using. And as Brian just said, it's okay to copy. You're not in their market, just follow them on Facebook, follow them on Instagram, and you'll be able to copy the stuff because it's no skin off their nose because they're not operating in your market. And again, good technique doesn't care who uses it. R&D can stand for research and development or research and duplicate. And what Brian and I are suggesting to you is that research and duplicate is okay. Get it done. Again, these are from the social media, the real estate agent roundtable.
And you can see here she does too. Look at what she's done. This really looks like a website, doesn't it? I mean, she's favorited her Instagram stories. You can do this. You just create a story and you can actually select it as a favorite. It'll pop up here. So it's very easy. She's got one about just, telling a little bit about her local community, about her real estate team, some of her listings, et cetera, et cetera. They click on at the top. And that looks, really professional.
Like that.
And then look at this conforming. I mean, you talk about looking nice, and you can tell they sell a lot of real estate property because you know what? This is just going to make any house look better being included here. Look how she uploads every post with a white border around it to give extra space in between. It really makes it pop. See, Instagram is very unique because you can see here when you check out someone on Instagram, every old post stays alive forever. Unlike Facebook, where you have to scroll down and get that loading wheel going that tires everybody out. Instagram, you just scroll down and you can pretty much get a feel for this real estate agent and team and see what they do. You can see her logo is really discreetly everywhere, like a watermark to make it look really professional. Check out the cadence. She goes from inspirational post, property, you got a market update, or property, another market update, property, meet one of the agents on her team, local shop, more property, in and out, nice cadence, all clean and conforming. The colors are crisp, black, whites, and grays, which is very, very luxury oriented. The fonts are all the same everywhere. Nice combination of fonts everywhere on here too, and it's consistent. Man. They post regularly. I think she's every other day, maybe even every day. But I usually say 3 to 5 times a week. Make it the same days. Make it consistent every single day, and you can see how beautiful this looks and how it just looks like a good marketer. This is someone who looks extremely professional. And that's what you want to look like. I'm someone who's a professional marketer, and that's what someone expects when they hire you. They hire you to market and sell your home and get it exposed. So you need to look good here because this is where it proves it to you. Okay, so let's jump around a little bit here and let's go to the Mark Olson team. These guys are amazing. They are in Iowa, and they are one of the highest producing teams in Iowa. They dominate their MLS, number one in their county. And one of the top teams in Iowa. It could be the top team in Iowa for all I know. I haven't checked in a while. But these guys are just phenomenal. And you can see Mark Amber and the whole team, they keep up a wonderful cadence, see some inspirational posts, some home buyer tips, and some property that's sold. Now here's property that is pending. That's Mark himself. So people, more people, photos that they just purchased a home, right? And then more people they purchased a home. And then back something about a tax credit they get. And then boom, right over to more property. And you can see the fonts that they're using, they're usually rotating 3 or 4 fonts. They keep their logo everywhere on here. So that logo keeps showing up to stay in front. And it fits, right? It fits. They use a little wider range of colors than some of the other examples, but it works really, really well. And I love how they mix that cadence up on a real high level here. Okay, so now let's go, just to keep things diversified, let's jump up to Canada, right? To Toronto. And this is a team that sells homes in the $1 million all the time. Cynthia Hostos and her whole group. Look what she's done. Very, very similar to Jillian Boss here, how she's got a website look at the top where we can click on any of these favorite stories here to get client testimonials about her team, a little bit of meet the team, seller and buyer home tips, and some featured listings, et cetera, et cetera. And if you scroll down, look at how beautiful. I mean, this is truly beautiful too. You can see how conforming it is. The same fonts, the same teal colors everywhere. Great job jumping out of people, lots of people everywhere. Mixing in property in here as well. People just sold property, so we got that mixed in with people and property everywhere, all the way through. You can see how beautiful it looks. I mean, you really want to be a part of this page. You want your property. Here's a just purchased property here. Some more property, back to people. Coming soon, more property, back to people. Cynthia's wonderful little baby. So you can see this jumping around, and they're very consistent. They're doing it every single day. They keep up that great cadence of properties and people as well. It's no wonder they have such success in their local market, dominating Toronto, definitely online. Just as awesome on Facebook as well too. But like I said, it's kind of easier to show you there. All right, so now let's pick on my wife, okay? So my wife, she doesn't know I'm doing this, so don't tell her if you know her. So this is kind of, but we'll start with the good, right? Okay, so starting with the good, you can see she's got a great logo here. And she does what they call an abbreviated logo, which is really neat too. Look at this lowercase r. So you can see the full logo here, but then they've got an abbreviated logo with the lowercase r. A lot of people do this. That's a great idea because now you can start sneaking that lowercase r in different places where it's a little bit more discreet, as opposed to the full logo that might show up on a sign or something like that too. So that's a neat idea. The other thing they've done, look what they've done here with their stories. These are all the members of her real estate team, or at least a lot of them, right? And they're just little Instagram stories and videos, kind of like Meet the Agent. You can learn a little bit about each of the agents and administrative staff members of the team. You can see they do a lot of client events as well too. So they have little favorites on the client events up here as well. Make great use of favoriting their stories. Then if we get down in here, you can start to see, again, people and property. Now they have a lot of client events, so they're marketing those client events. There's a snow cone drive. They're helping out with COVID testing here. Here's when I think at some point this year they hit their 100th home sold of the year. You can see the whole team here. There's more property back on the market. So you can see they lay off the property because, believe it or not, too much property can turn them off. So they actually probably have a cadence here that I like a little bit better, which is probably 2 people for every property, right? Because people like looking at people more than they do property. They like to know you. They like to see that. So you can see it just listed. There's property, virtual open house, there's property. And then, there's an open house video shot, a virtual open house, another virtual open house. Then we get the snow cone client event back to people. So we're jumping back around. Here's a client testimonial over here. You can see we're seeing that red and gray and white combo of colors. And then we're going from people to people, back to property, to an inspirational post, which I like, motivational post. I really like those two. Client testimonials all mixed in. So they do a great job of that. Now, let me show you when our conforming can kind of fall apart. And here we are. So now what if I happen to scroll this part of the page where we actually on the same page see 3 promotions for a client event, right? Now they're different client events because if you look close, they're in different neighborhoods that they farm. They have geographic farms. However, it doesn't look good when I'm checking out to see how good they are at marketing, which a lot of clients do, right? So we probably want to try to mix these up or at least rotate them so they're not all in a line and maybe make the ads look a little bit different. And then look over here. Even though these 2 posts are beautiful, they're not conforming by way of colors. We're not a teal thing. Now look at it. So I've got a teal pool, and a teal pool. What looks great, but it doesn't really match like we do up here, where we're starting to get the reds and the whites a lot. We start to move down here. It's like our company just changed colors all of a sudden. Okay. So that's really me nitpicking because these guys do an amazing job. You can see how much they have going on through their events. They're highly active. They generate tons of leads and tons of relationships because of all this stuff they do. And they do a heck of a job with it. One of the most active teams there is. However, we can always get cleaner. We can always brush it up. And that's kind of our job as coaches to stay on it. Not my job as a husband. That's why we don't harp on that too much directly. So that's the idea. So you can see following those guys, following Jillian Boss, right? Following Noah Bailey, and then start watching them, right? And start watching what top producing agents do. So you can follow their lead. So you can start to use their content so we're not always racking our brains on what to come up with next. These guys use it. You can use it too. Follow that, get on canva.com and start practicing. That gets really fast. It's a very easy program once you kind of create each template. Once you do a client testimonial, once you do an inspirational quote, once we do some sale pending homes, that kind of thing, then it's really just switching out photos and switching out text. It's very, very easy. So practicing that's great. We do not need to hire out. Now, a lot of our clients do hire out marketing people, don't get me wrong. But if you're thinking you can't do this because you can't afford to hire one out, you are wrong. This is very frequently done in-house. In fact, I'm going to go through, Nola does it in-house, Jillian Boss does it in-house, my wife's team does it in-house, and I'm pretty sure Cynthia's team does it in-house too, still. So all that is done in-house by people that don't necessarily have marketing degrees, people that learned on the job. And the way they learned is the way I'm teaching you right now. They started following or cyber stalking all of the people that do a good job. So I gave you 5 people, 5 of our clients that I think do a really good job. And I'm sorry if I left some of you out. I didn't spend a lot of time thinking about who to throw up here. But, that's how you learn. You copy and you imitate. And then once you get that rhythm and that cadence and that consistency down and everything starts to conform, then you can start getting creative and start building your own stuff on top of it. So in the meantime, I hope this helps. Let's get those Instagram and Facebook business pages up and start your cadence right away. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Okay, so we've had a few more people join. My apologies, there was a mistake in the link that was sent out. I hate having 2 links for the meeting, so we'll fix that. But what Brian is going through there is the best way to, make things work. You've already got people that are very successful doing it. They're proof of concept. Brian is their coach that helped them do it. Their coach is coaching you, copy their material. So there's 5 different sources right there of content that you can go out and start doing it. But it's that cadence of accountability, of the client seeing that stuff come up for you. Okay? Any questions on that? What's something that we learned today? Arthur? Never mind. Exa, you had your hand up. You
I
get
have-
to go first.
I have a full team here today. We have Ed, we have Gladys, myself, and Mila's on another, on her home computer. So, well, what I learned was,
Hey, Ed,
Ed,
if you're talking to Gladys and he's talking, we can't hear him and it's a little confusing. Sorry. Go ahead, Arthur.
I learned about the mailings, the automatic,
the
the automatic drip campaigns that you can use through PowerSuite.
Yeah, I mean, to have all those letters, and you don't have to use those campaigns. You could take a letter from one campaign, another letter from another, but they're built, you've got 44 campaigns, minimum of 10 letters, maximum they have, I think, was 42 letters. So there's literally thousands of pieces of content for you to be sending out. All
Yeah,
right, good.
that's like a whole week of work. It's amazing.
Yeah, you've got months of work in there. Just wordsmithing all those letters would take months. And then you have them and you can keep them as they are, or you can make any changes that you want.
Yeah.
And once you make a change, it changes that way for the rest of the time. All right.
No, that was great. I think it was one of the most productive Zooms that I had so far. It was great. Thank you so much.
Okay, find your way into that. And again, you know, this is your business, so we can't rely on just the Tuesday, Wednesday classes. You have to be
Yeah.
able to do it all year round for
No, but great. I did while he was talking, I did my calendar for social media because I was like striving what to post, and I was like spending probably an hour and a half thinking what to post and a minute posting. So I'm like, okay,
Yep.
I'll do that. Did like, yeah, that was
Yep.
great.
Great. All right. Graziela's back from her trip to Brazil. Angelica's here, Ed, Mila. So we're coming up on the time. Is there anything that you'd like to say, Ed? You usually have good stuff. Ed Goldfarb, anything you want to say?
Go ahead.
If Graciela wants to tell everybody about our experience with our short sale team, that'd be nice. We just had a difficult file and we're right around the corner for getting a loan approved. Short sale. If she wants to tell about Deborah, that'd be great.
All right, Grazia, are you there? Can you say a couple words? And there's one thing you know, if it's a short sale, Ed Goldfarb will find a way to get it done.
I'd like her to tell the story about how we went about it, and it was very difficult. It was an estate that was taken over by a guardianship. We had to find who the heirs were. We had to bypass the attorneys, go directly to the bank, and I'll let Graciela fill you guys in.
Over to you, Grazi.
Yeah, I came up on that conversation in one of our Wednesday meetings when I said I had a short sale I needed help with, and then I learned about Deborah and Ed, the great team they have, and they've been helping me, doing this short sale. It was kind of a lost case.
And now that the house is worth fixed up about 500 grand, we're hoping that they'll approve a little over 300,000. Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah, so I have to catch up with them also, and I think we're very close to getting this file, being accepted. So I'm super ecstatic.
Well, also the attorney that's representing the lender, America, I forgot AAG. Anyway, the attorney was stonewalling us, wouldn't return calls. I mean, terrible. So we decided to go directly to the lender and bypass the attorney. Whoa. And we really got a lot done really fast once we did that.
Good job.
I want to say something on behalf of Ed on that. His lady that he uses, Deborah, there's nobody in the business that knows how to do a short sale better than her. She talks a little bit too much, but she's really good.
Yeah, she's fantastic. She doesn't give up.
Because
When everybody else is almost throwing the towel, she keeps on going. She finds a way, and she doesn't rest until she gets it. And her amazing contact list that she's collected over the years, nobody can beat that.
Let me say one thing. She was my girlfriend back when. And this was back in 2008, I got a denial from the lender, was Chase, and they closed the file on me. So Deborah has a real estate background, but she's actually has a PhD in clinical psychology. Bottom line is, she said, we were living together. She says, let me try it. And I said, sure, nothing to lose. I swear to God, I got a call the next day from the short sale negotiator with Chase. He said, I don't know who you know, but I was told to open this file and get it approved. Wow. So she's done all my short sales since then. Now she's branching out and doing some more, but.
Yeah, if anybody needs a short
Wish I
sale
knew her-
done,
Wish I knew her back in
contact
the
them.
days when I was doing them like crazy.
Back then, we were doing,
I had to
we
do-
we
we
were
do it
doing 30 or
myself.
40 a week. We didn't have time for anybody else. It was totally different.
He's
You know,
definitely
is that-
relentless, that's for
I mean, the
sure.
money.
He's
Okay, I
relentless.
just wanted to
You don't
mention
give up.
that.
I know Betty's talking. Hi, Betty.
Yeah, he's definitely relentless. You don't give up. That's one good thing. For sure.
You know, guys, there's a,
Close some
go ahead.
amazing ones. Yeah, she's closed some really rough ones, I can tell you that.
superb. And, you know, guys, there's a lot of foreclosures sitting out there on the horizon. You know, once the moratorium is over, there's going to be a lot of things going on. So if you get that short sale situation, you know, put up the bat signal for Ed Goldfarb. I want to ask a favor of you all. We're coming up to our time limit here, but I'm going to take over the screen. Here's our guy, Margend.
Oh. Has got COVID?
He's got COVID. He's in, yep, we lost him there. Where'd it go?
How is he?
He's better, but also Juan Lakaya from that office is down with it. So I'm just asking you all to be very careful when you're out there. And, you know.
Was he vaccinated?
I do not have the answer to that question. I think he was, but I don't have the answer to that question. But just, you know, be careful out there. I like you guys.
I have a client that just came back from the hospital that was in there for a week and a half, not vaccinated. I was not vaccinated, but it was before vaccination was available to me.
Yeah.
So
One thing, we had a dinner party, and our cousins actually came back from Orlando. They were all vaccinated. They're from Peru, but they were all vaccinated. There were 6 people at the party. Everybody got Delta.
Wow.
3 people had mild symptoms. 2 people had no symptoms. Roxana had it. I tested negative 3-4 times, but I had some mild symptoms, but we all were vaccinated.
Well, that's because of the vaccination that you were able to get off light. And
By the way, the FDA just approved the Pfizer vaccine. So they can't tell us it's not approved anymore. It's a scam, because there's people out there that think the FDA has been paid off, but you know, it's bullshit. They have not been paid
It's
off.
not actually approved yet. It's a different name that's approved.
yeah, I don't want to get into any of the politics of it. I just am asking for prayers for Margend and for Juan, like we did for Arthur
Everybody should be
and
vaccinated.
Grazilia. Grazilia?
I gotta go. Bye, everybody.
All right. Thank you very much. Hopefully you got some good things out of that, and we'll see you guys next week.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
we'll be in a different
Bye.
Hey,
location.
everyone.
Ixa, this should be a
Oh,
lesson for
I'm
you.
up.
All you
Oh,
have to
I'm
do
still
is
here.
ask.
What?
Let this be a lesson for you. All you have to do is ask for what you want.
Yeah, right? Thank you so much. It was
Winning lottery
amazing.
numbers, winning lottery numbers, winning lottery numbers.
Are you
We'll
buying,
get there.
are
We'll
you
get
buying the ticket?
I am buying tickets.
All right. Well, if you win,
Winning
we'll
lottery
split it.
numbers.
If you win, we'll split it.
No, but I'll think of you. I'm on vacation.
While you spend it?
Yeah.
Have a good week.
Thank you, you too. Bye.
Bye.